What's going on, crypto fam? Today we're diving deep into XRP, and I've got to kick things off with this incredible clip from Kevin O'Leary talking about crypto investing. Check this out.
Crypto, what is that? What percentage is in gold? You had some in gold before.
Yeah, I have 5% in gold.
Okay.
So crypto for the first time is more than gold for me. And I'm going to keep my gold.
Right.
I see no reason not to sell it, but
right.
Crypto, it's not just betting on the price of Bitcoin anymore. There's so many other ways to invest, particularly in blockchain opportunities. Solana, Ethereum, there's so many different level ones. And then, of course, level twos, the derivatives that are put on top of Ethereum and Solana and all the others. So I've really become a student of what's going on there. I think there's many markets where, for example, NFTs are going to be growing very quickly. I just see a lot of investment opportunity, and I'm going to be an investor in that space.
Well, let's talk about that now, because you have taken a big bet in DeFi and NFTs as well. Let's start with DeFi. I mean, your colleague, Mark Cuban, has also said, look, this is going to be the biggest disruptor to banks. Do you agree with that?
I do. I see lots of use cases for decentralized and centralized finance. And I'll give you an example of one that I think is ripe for disrupting. The currency markets and currency trading are the largest markets in the world. Trillions of dollars every week are exchanged between different currencies for many different reasons. And every time you do that, you get clipped for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basis points. So if I want to buy a Swiss stock trading on Zurich, I have US dollars, I have got to convert my USD into Swiss francs and then buy the position. When I sell it, I got to do the thing in reverse. And I pay a lot of fees and there's a lot of friction. If we had an agreement in a payment system between the two regulators in Switzerland or Euro or British pounds or Singapore or Asia, we could pay in one single currency or payment system that could be provided by a very secure decentralized finance or a stable coin like a USDC or a DAI.
Did you hear that? Kevin just perfectly explained what's happening with XRP right now. And here's the thing, he's absolutely right. The smart money is looking beyond Bitcoin now. And that's exactly what we're seeing across the entire crypto space. Here's what's really happening. Institutions are finally waking up to the fact that there are way better opportunities out there. We're talking about tokenization becoming absolutely massive, DeFi exploding with possibilities. This isn't just about Bitcoin being digital gold anymore. And get this, Kevin's also a huge investor in HBAR, which tells you everything you need to know about where the smart money is flowing. Now, let me tell you about what happened yesterday that has everyone talking. Bitcoin took a massive dump right before Trump's urgent announcement. And I mean massive. BlackRock was selling, Binance was selling, Grayscale was dumping their bags. Over $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin sold in just 45 minutes. This wasn't random, folks. This was a coordinated insider dump, and they're trying to shake you out. Don't let them win. Here's what makes this even more interesting. This dump happened on the exact same day that the XRP ETF went live. Coincidence? I think not. They knew exactly what they were doing. But here's my take on what's really going down. I genuinely think these massive companies and institutional investors are getting tired of Bitcoin. They want something fresh, something new. They want crypto that actually does something, that solves real-world problems. And guess what? Even retail investors like you and me are starting to look past Bitcoin too. I'm going to make a bold prediction here. This might be Bitcoin's last major run. Now, don't get me wrong, Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. It'll still be around, still be valuable. But I don't think we're going to see these crazy new all-time highs much longer, because the smart money is shifting. And where is it shifting to? XRP, my friends. When institutions really start pouring into this space, they're going to be looking at XRP because they understand something crucial. This token can actually be used for cross-border payments. They can use it themselves. Fast, cheap, and secure transactions. That's real utility, not just speculation. I loved this meme that was going around during Thanksgiving. So, Mr. Investor, how are your little coins doing? Are you a millionaire yet? Man, that hits different now, doesn't it? Remember back in 2022 and 2023 when that question was actually painful to hear? XRP was going sideways for what felt like forever, barely moving for months at a time. But look at us now. Since early last year, XRP has been absolutely crushing it. We're still way up from where we were at the beginning of 2024, and I have a feeling we're going to be sitting pretty by this Thanksgiving too. Here's what I'm watching closely. How are these ETFs affecting the market? Are we seeing the supply dry up? Is the price responding? Is retail FOMO starting to kick in? I'm still standing by my prediction. I think we're hitting $4 by the end of November, maybe even higher. Now, a lot of people don't realize this about ETFs. They can actually wait up to 30 days to buy the underlying asset. But here's the kicker. We saw $245 million flow into XRPC today, and Chad Steingraber pointed out something crucial. This is a buy order for today that'll happen over the counter. But here's what really matters. By law, it's T+1. They have exactly 24 hours from market close to buy the actual XRP. The same rules apply to all the other ETFs, Franklin Templeton, all of them. So if we see massive demand on day one for all these ETFs, they're going to be scooping up a ton of XRP within the next 24 hours. That's exactly why I'm saying that by Thanksgiving, XRP could look completely different than it does right now. And check out this technical analysis from Dark Defender on the weekly time frame. He's saying XRP is ready for a major breakout. The support and resistance triangle has been narrowing down, which typically signals an upcoming surge. Here are his numbers. Resistance at $2.85, support at $2.22. But get this, his targets? $18.22 and $36.76. He posted this yesterday with a timeline extending all the way out to March of next year. Now, his initial charts had the timeline closer to early January for Wave 5, but it looks like he's pushed it out a bit more toward March-April. But here's the exciting part. That initial push-up that's going to take us to around $20, that could happen much sooner than we think. Now here's where it gets even more exciting. Dark Defender is actually figuring this wave could happen in December. That means we could be looking at a completely different XRP by Christmas time. And here's why I trust his analysis. Dark Defender has been absolutely spot on during this entire cycle. Even though this has been one of the most unpredictable cycles we've ever seen, his charts keep hitting the mark. That's exactly why I always make sure to share his insights with all of you. Speaking of game changers, check out what Chad Steingraber just posted. The era of stablecoins has begun. Cash App, Fall Release 2025. Coming soon. Send and receive stablecoins, the digital currency that makes it faster to move money globally. This is huge, folks. Right now, everything is about stablecoins, and they're gaining massive momentum. I think this is genius because it's getting everyday people comfortable with using digital dollars. But here's the real kicker. I believe this is just the prelude to people actually using cryptocurrencies for payments, and that's absolutely going to happen. You can already see the incredible momentum building behind stablecoins right now. Now, let's talk about something that'll blow your mind. There's an article suggesting XRP price could reach $100,000 if it powers global markets. Now, before you think I've lost it, hear me out. They're talking about companies like Apple, Amazon, Tesla, and Microsoft moving their treasuries and supplier payments to the XRP ledger. But let's be realistic here. That all has to happen first. And $100,000? Listen, let's get to 3 digits first. Once we break above $100 for XRP, then we can start talking about 4 digits. Once we break 4 digits, we'll talk about 5 digits. But here's what has me really excited. This could be the run where XRP absolutely smashes through to 3 digits. Think about it. We've got massive inflows from ETFs, scarcity kicking in, retail FOMO building, institutional adoption accelerating. This is setting up to be one of the most insane runs we've ever witnessed. And then you layer on top of that the regulatory clarity finally coming out of the United States, giving institutions the green light they've been waiting for. Man, it's going to be an absolutely wild time ahead. I've got to share some incredible insights from Cantor Fitzgerald's Crypto and AI Energy Infrastructure Conference that just happened in Miami. Brad Garlinghouse was there, and the takeaways were mind-blowing. They talked about the great flippening, tokenized assets, institutions flooding into this space, and how AI and crypto are becoming more intertwined by the day. We're talking everything from data centers to proof of humanity. These sectors are on a collision course, and they're converging fast. Here's what really caught my attention. The government and regulators are actually doing their part. Policymakers are staying focused on creating the right conditions to make crypto innovation thrive. They're working on eliminating those burdensome and expensive regulatory barriers. And their goal? Encourage GDP growth. And get this, digital asset treasury companies, or DATs, are here to stay. DATs are going to be a crucial part of crypto market structure going forward. Some might be struggling right now, but they're definitely not out. This entire sector is just getting started. What they're really telling us is that the shift is already happening. The rise of AI is coming, and we're watching the fourth and fifth industrial revolutions merge together at the same time as crypto and AI convergence. I know we're going to see way more treasury companies for XRP as well. We only have a handful right now compared to what we're going to see flooding in over the coming months. And speaking of companies going public, Grayscale is pursuing a New York Stock Exchange listing amid what they're calling a crypto IPO gold rush. It's literally crypto company after crypto company going public all of a sudden. Everyone keeps asking about Ripple doing an IPO, but honestly, I don't see Ripple going public in the short term. If they're going to do it, it would most likely be sometime around the end of 2026, maybe early 2027. But right now, Ripple just wants to focus on making more strategic acquisitions first. Now here's something absolutely massive that just happened. The FDIC is developing guidelines for tokenized deposit insurance. This is huge, people. You know why? Because you need some kind of insurance for blockchain deposits. Under the leadership of Acting Chairman Travis Hill, the FDIC just unveiled plans to establish guidelines for tokenized deposit insurance. He emphasized that deposits moved on to distributed ledger technology should continue to be treated as federally insured. This perfectly aligns with recent speeches and policies that are aimed at helping banks comfortably transition into the digital asset sector. Do you see what's happening here? Now that you can get FDIC insurance, this completely legitimizes crypto and digital assets. This removes one of the biggest barriers that's been keeping people on the sidelines. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, well, there's no FDIC insurance, so digital assets aren't for me.
I want to keep my money in US dollars, in the bank where I know it's insured. But once the FDIC starts talking about insurance for tokenized deposits, tokenized assets, and digital money, that's an absolute game changer. And here's the thing, all of this infrastructure is getting put in place because they know the shift is already happening. I'm telling you, we are so much closer than people think. Everyone keeps saying, oh, this is 5 years away, 10 years away, but I think this could be as little as 2 to 3 years away. Everybody cites 2030 because that was the deadline they put on it. But in my opinion, everything's going to happen much sooner than 2030. Here's what's really driving this timeline. The rest of the world is still pushing ahead full steam, and the US is scrambling to play catch-up right now. As that continues to happen, we're going to see things unfold like overnight events. That's exactly why I've always said, one day you're going to wake up and XRP is going to be absolutely skyrocketing in price. It's just a matter of time and patience until it happens. So here's my advice. Stay patient, stay informed, and get ready for what could be the most incredible wealth transfer we've ever witnessed in our lifetime. What do you think? Are we closer to mass adoption than most people realize? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if this deep dive opened your eyes to what's really happening behind the scenes, smash that like button and let's keep this conversation going.